Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video I'm going to show you how you can make your brake system last almost forever. Now the Jetta right here is a 98, it's 22 years old. I've had the car since it was brand new, and I've done this procedure every year for the last 22 years. I still have, the car has 385,000 miles. It's going to turn over 386,000 miles probably in a week. And I still have the original master cylinder, all the original brake lines, the original wheel cylinders, and the original calipers. Now, how is this possible? Well, brake fluid absorbs moisture, okay? So when you look at a car that's got a couple years on it, the brake fluid should at most look slightly honey colored. But if you see a lot of cars that have neglected brake fluid, it's got a lot of moisture and oxidation in it from the heating and cooling cycles, from the heat generated from braking. It's going to look black, almost like motor oil. You don't want that. Okay, brake fluid is almost clear, pretty much clear, and at the end of a year it should have a slight honey colored tint to it. Now, getting the old fluid out that's got moisture in it and renewing it with new fluid is very simple. You do what's called a brake flush. Now, a brake flush doesn't require anything other than new brake fluid. Now, the brake fluid that you're going to use in your car is going to be dependent on your car manufacturer. Most cars are going to use DOT3 brake fluid. That's pretty much the standard. Some higher end cars will use DOT4. They are compatible with each other. However, I choose to use DOT4 in all my vehicles. Now, DOT4 has a little bit higher boiling point. It's a little more robust brake fluid, but it does come with one drawback, and that drawback is that it will absorb slightly more moisture than DOT3. So in my situation, since I flush this, do this procedure every year, you know, it doesn't matter. But please, 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 having a brake system overhaul is very, very expensive. Having leaky calipers and wheel cylinders and all that is very expensive. How long will this go on the original equipment? I don't know. You know, 22 years is pretty good. The fluid at best in the brake system is only a year old. So I guarantee you, had I not done what I'm doing every year, I would have easily replaced all the wheel cylinders and the calipers. So this car does not have anti-lock brakes. If you do have anti-lock brakes, you will have to follow your manufacturer's procedure for activating that system in order to flush the part of the fluid that's in those solenoids out. But this is very simple. Now, there are many schools of thoughts on how to do this. Since we're going to do all four wheels, some people say to start at the the back passenger wheel. Some say start at the front closest. You know what? I've done it both ways, and it doesn't really matter. The pedal that I have now is just as hard and firm as it was when it was brand new. So I don't have a problem with air in the line and all that. We're just performing a flush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys on the camera to look at the the caliper here. Please use the wrench if you're going to use a wrench. Please make sure it's a 6-sided wrench so you don't strip your bleeder screw. Now, I just have an old Gatorade bottle with some holes drilled in. I've got a piece of rubber tubing. This is some vacuum line, and I've got some old brake fluid in the bottom. This will allow me to see any bubbles. There may be some bubbles come out. There may not be. There will certainly be some when we first do it from the air that's in this line. But the way that I'm going to do it is called the one-man method, the drip method, and I have never ever had a problem with doing brakes this way, and I do all of my vehicles once a year. So if you want to do the two-person method, the pump, hold, and turn, release, and all that, that's fine. And again, I do this because out of necessity, and it works perfectly fine. So let me get everything set up and show you guys what we're working with under the car. All right, so I took the rubber cap off clean this area with paper towel. I'm going to go ahead and put my wrench on here. Okay. And then I'm going to take my hose and just put it over the bleeder nipple. It's really cold out here, so this is a little not very flexible. Okay. And I'm just going to crack this open. Now, a quarter turn is fine. And let y'all see what's going on here. All right, so that air that you see is the air that was in the hose. So I'm basically just going to let this, this is just the, it's called a gravity method. Now make sure to keep an eye on how much fluid you have in the master cylinder itself. Now, contrary to popular belief, if I go in and activate the brake pedal, which I will do, you will see, let me open this master cylinder first. All right, you're going to see quite a bit of air come out because it's going to push out what's in the line. Now, there is absolutely no air getting back into the system. And the reason is because this is submerged in the fluid. So what I'm going to do is just let this, I'm going to let the master cylinder drain down. This will focus. Wow. I'm going to let this drain down almost to the bottom, and then we'll move on to the next wheel. Alright, so I am on the passenger side, and we're doing the exact same thing. I'm just pumping the fluid out. Well, first I'm letting it just gravity bleed and then pumping the fluid out. And let's see. Alright, so let's see if anything comes out here when I pump the pedal. There may be some air come out. Maybe not. And then we'll just fill the master cylinder back up. Alright, I just did the passenger side rear wheel, and let's do one more side. Now I just need to make sure that the fluid is at the correct level, and then we're done with this job. Alright guys, so I went ahead and marked down what I did, flushed the brake system. We're at 385,679. And this book, sorry, this book that I have is just chock full. Excuse me. Bought the car January 31st, 1998. It had 50 miles on it, and I have every... Wow, this thing just won't focus. Every single thing I've ever done to it. All the maintenance, even all the fuel fill-ups. Now, why are we doing this? Well, we are doing this to prolong the life of our brake components. And I mean, who wants to have to replace something when you don't have to? It's got all the factory brake parts on it. Other than the pads, rotors, and shoes, that's the only thing that's ever been replaced. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right here while we're looking at the odometer what irks me. Can someone please explain why Volkswagen decided that having a 3 digit was not necessary? This car, these A3 Jettas, when they turn over 299,999, from 0 to 299,999, you will see the word total in the top left-hand corner. If you do not see the word total in the top left-hand corner, that means that that has turned over to 300,000 plus miles. I don't know why Volkswagen couldn't have had the digits in that column for 3. It's just stupid. Just makes me angry. Anyway, so, but the thing is, this car could easily pass for 85,000 miles. I mean, because that's, if someone looked at the odometer, then they look at the condition of the car, easily. I mean, even underneath, there's not a speck of rust on this car, nowhere. I mean, you saw the underside, the calipers and stuff, so, I mean, nothing. I mean, the dash is perfect. Yeah, so, not even anywhere on the seats. I do have these seat covers on here, but really have never sat on the seats. They've been covered since day one. But anyway, Volts, you know, in the A4s, you know, they'll read 300,000, 400, 500, 600 with that 5th digit or that 6th digit on the end. But I don't know why it decided to roll over. What a stupid thing to do. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. There's going to be a lot more videos coming out, maintenance videos, etc., etc., etc. I will get back to doing the car wash videos. The weather has been horrible. It's been either raining or cold or whatever, and but we will do it. So, with that being said, guys, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next video.